everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm trying out watercolor pencils. I just have the Crayola 12 pack, I think. Yeah, the Crayola 12 pack. And it was really fun. This week has been really busy. It's the week of the 4th, or it was. This past week was the week of the 4th, and it was really busy and really stressful. I have a dog and fireworks. Those two things don't mess or mix, but yeah, so this was a nice, fun little relaxing thing. As you just saw, I did swatches, and that's because sometimes when using watercolor pencils, the color changes, and it can change a fair amount when you add the water to it. And the two colors that changed the most were the red and the green. The red, obviously, you add water to it, it's going to dilute it. But when I diluted the red, it was more of a pinkish red rather than a true red or like a blue red. So that was good to know. And the green was not. The green brightened up. The dark green brightened up a fair amount also. Also, if you're not sure what blue red is, I don't know how else to describe it except if you have a true blue red, like in lipstick, it's not going to make your teeth look yellow. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a neutral red. It's not like an orangey or yellow red, I guess is the best way to describe it. But yeah, the red kind of went on, I guess it'd be more of the fuchsia side of things. It seemed to have a little bit of blue or purple tones in there for a pink, so that was good to know. But as you can see, I am doing a fox. I'm painting a fox. I did half skull, half face. I really like those. It's like a nice aesthetic to me. I don't know why. There are a lot of people who do these types of drawings, and I absolutely love them. For me, I just took a picture of a fox skull, like an actual fox skull, and I traced half of it, and then I took a picture of an actual fox, and then I traced that. So the eye sockets might not line up exactly like I wanted them to, but you probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say anything. But this was really, really fun. If you saw my first watercolor video, well, I guess it was my second one, but my latest watercolor coloring video, you'll know I said one of my least favorite things about watercolor is waiting for it to dry in between layers. And this gave me the ability to put down deep shadows and some highlights and kind of control that without having to add extra layers. So I could do one pass of the brush with just plain water on it, and I could get a large mix of colors. And it was great. I didn't have to wait for it to dry. And I know you can use like a hairdryer or whatever to make it dry faster. I'm probably the only girl in the world that doesn't own a hairdryer. But yeah. But so this was really, really fun. To get the colors on the skull, you saw I used a brown. I lightly went over the whole thing with brown, used the brown to fill in the shadows, and then went over the whole thing with yellow because I wanted that yellowish old bone type tint, if that makes any sense. And then for the nostril, I went in with a brown and a black, because you're never going to get a true black in most things, so I figured that would be a nice way to get a brownish black. And then for the fox side, I used the orange, yellow, and the red in some spots. And then I also used black and blue for the nose and the little, I guess, the outlines around the eye. And then I ended up using the blue. There was only one blue, so I ended up using the blue, the dark green, and the light green for the eye. I have no clue if foxes have green eyes, but I like the aesthetic of the reddish orangey fur to a piercing green eye. I just love it. But so that is how I did this, and most of it I just laid down the pencil and then went over with a wet brush. There were some instances where I took my pencil and I dipped it in the water I was using to get my brush wet, so that kind of activated / melted it, whatever you want to say, and then I was able to go in with a pure color, and that's how I filled in the nostril here you're seeing with the black. So that's how I did that, and the pupil, and I tried to do that with the white, but it's white. So I was able to get kind of a highlight, and then later on I went in with my white pen, which oddly enough seemed to work really well on either wet paper or dipping it in water. So I'm assuming it was just dry and that got it going again. But so that's how I finished off with the highlights, and I went around the whole thing, kind of went a little crazy, had some fun. But yeah, that was the process of me trying out watercolor pencils for the first time. I really, really enjoyed it. This is probably one of my new favorites. Coming up, you'll see just a picture of the whole piece. And then I also did a picture of it in black and white, so you could see the values I was able to get. I like doing that sometimes just to see how well I did. And I'm actually pretty dang impressed with this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see me do next. Bye, guys.